It's Calvin Castine. It's the second day of February 2004. It's Groundhog Day. And we're at the Mart Lanes just outside of beautiful downtown Rouse's Point. For CVAC Varsity Bowling, it'll be the AuSable Valley Patriots and the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars coming up right here, right now on Hometown Cable. They're starting a few minutes late. AuSable didn't arrive here till about 3:25. James Tierney for the Cougars gets a strike to start, and J.J. LaFountain for AuSable also gets a strike. We don't have the AuSable information. Hopefully we'll have that very shortly. Now we have Justin Ballard for Northeastern and Scott Benware for the Patriots. Ballard keeps the strikes a-rolling, and we'll see if Benware can do the same. He does, so 4 strikes starts the game here on this Groundhog Day 2004. 2204. 2 plus 2 equals 4, and that's the way it is today when you write it down. 224. Jarrett Borey leaves a 7-pin, and Howard LaBombard gets a strike for the Patriots. Coming into today's game, the AuSable Valley Central School boys are in first place with a 65-23 record. Northeastern is 16 wins behind them with 18 wins behind them with a 47-33 record. Borey misses his spare, and now Tommy O'Neill steps in for the Patriots. Looking to make it 4 in a row for Pats, and he leaves a 3-10. Now bring up Josh Friend for the Cougars. And Friend will strike. Nope, leaves a wiggling 10. There's O'Neill looking to pick up his spare. And he will miss it. It goes in the gutter. And we have a wasp out here looking for lunch. Temperature at 23 degrees today, so Friend picks up his spare. I'm sure there's a little warmth on the roof, but it hasn't been there for a while. This is Cole Ronaflot. I don't know, I'll have to get a pronunciation on his name. Here's Mavor, gets 8 pins at his first ball. Tierney will start the second frame. And Tierney left the 10 momentarily, then it went down, so he's got a double to start things off. Mavor looking to pick up the spare, and he does. We'll give you the Cougar averages, and as soon as we get the Patriots averages, we'll pass those along to you. As we said, AuSable is 18 wins ahead of Northeastern, 65 wins to 47. Ballard doubles if he gets a strike. Now J.J. LaFountain starting the second for the Patriots. He doubles. In the girls' side, Northeastern's in second place, 2 games behind PHS. And AuSable is in 5th place, 4.5 games behind the Cougars. Here's Scott Benware, and Benware will leave a 6-7-10. Here's Borey, and Borey leaves double wood. Averages for the Cougars. Alan Mavor leads the pack with a 199 average, followed very closely by James Tierney. Here's a field goal for Benware as he misses his spare. Tierney with a 196, Josh Friend with a 190, Jarrett Borey with a 170, and Justin Ballard with a 155. That's the A-team averages. And Howard LaBombard gets 9 pins on his first ball. He was working on a strike. Here's Friend in the second. And Friend strikes. That gives him a strike and a spare. LaBombard going for his spare. He will barely miss it. He missed it. A miss is as good as a mile, though. We're not playing horseshoes. Al Mavor. And Mavor will, looks like he left double wood, or we'll see here in a moment. Tommy O'Neill gets 9 pins, leaves a 7. Mavor knocked down 9 pins, so he does not have double wood to pick up. And he will cover his spares. We can't see around them. And a miss here for O'Neill. Now J.J. LaFountain is due up to start the third, and Cole Ronfelt. There you go, Ronfelt. Ronfelt up. And he will hook it in there for a strike. That's a double for him. LaFountain gets 9 pins on his first ball. He was working on a double. Tierney will start the third. He is working on a double. Game moving right along. Tierney gets 9 on his first ball in the third frame. And spare will be covered by LaFountain. Tierney with the 7 pin to get. Goes right after it, and he will pick it up. Now this is Scott Benware. Benware strikes for the Patriots. Now Justin Ballard, another one who has a double to start the game. And he's the first one to triple in today's game, Justin Ballard. This is Howard LeBombard. And LeBombard will leave double wood in the 10. Gets 7 pins. And I'll bring up Jarrett Borey, who has 2 opens to start the game. And he strikes. So strike for Borey. And LeBombard going after his spare. And he gets just a 10 pin, leaves the double wood. Game very close. 287 to 270 on the scoreboard. Here's Tren. And Josh Tren doubles. There's Tommy O'Neill. O'Neill with the strike. So he had 2 opens. Now he has struck. Oh, he's done what Borey did. There's Alan Mavor, the Cougars' high average bowler. And he strikes. So he has 2 spares and a strike to start the game. And here's Ronfelt, who has 2 strikes. He triples, so he keeps pace with Justin Ballard. Ballard tripling for the Cougars, Ronfelt for the Patriots. J.J. LaFountain moving up here to start the fourth for AuSable Valley. Gets a little action and a strike. A little action in the back row, and he got the strike. Tierney takes him down in a hurry. Here is Benware for AuSable. He strikes. These guys are hot tonight in his first game. This is the way we like to see it going. Here's Ballard, who has nothing but strikes so far. That strike for Benware gives him a double. Here's Ballard looking for a 4-bagger, and he will get it. Yes. Ballard starting off with 4 in a row. 9 pins on his first ball for Howard LeBombard, who is working on a strike. I'll bring up Borey. Wait a minute. See, Borey's working on a strike. LeBombard had an open his prior frame. And Borey gets them all. He got them all. Here's a spare for LeBombard. Now Josh Friend, who's working on a double. Chris Trying to get Chris Welch's attention to let him know that I don't have the AuSable information as of yet. Oh, a double pinnacle for Josh Friend. He comes back smiling. Here's O'Neill. O'Neill gets 9 pins. Friend looking for the double pinnacle. He's got a shot at it. Nope. Good try. Here's O'Neill. And O'Neill spares. Now Alan Mabor. He gets a strike. He doubles. Ron Felt has got 4 in a row, trying to keep pace with Ballard. And he does. Cole Ronfelt, a 4-bagger. Now we have J.J. LaFountain, who's working on a strike. He's got 3 strikes and a spare. He strikes again, so he's got 4 strikes. Tierney, who has 3 strikes and a spare. Working on a strike, he doubles. Oh, we're seeing some bowling today. Here's Scott Benware now. For the Patriots, he's working on a double. And he triples. Benware with a triple. Here's Ballard, 4 in a row. Can he keep it going? Can he keep it going? He's got a shot at it? No. He gets 6 in his first ball. Now I'll bring up Howard LeBombard. A quick look at the averages. As LeBombard strikes, here's Ballard. He gets 8 for the frame. Cole Ronfelt carries a 195 average. J.J. LaFountain, a 171. Scott Benware, a 172. Tom O'Neill, a 158. And Howard LeBombard, a 153 and a half. So good averages there for the Patriots. Here's Borey for the Cougars. And O'Neill coming up for the Patriots. Borey gets 8 pins in his first ball. O'Neill strikes for the Patriots. And the Patriots have moved ahead of the Cougars. It is 488 to 517. 4 strikes here in the 5th frame. They've got 5 strikes in a row. And Ron Felt, who has 4 strikes in a row, could make it 6 in a row for the team, 5 in a row for him, and he does. Cole Ronfelt starts it off with 5 strikes here for the AuSable Valley Patriots, and that's 6 strikes in a row for the team. Friend gets a late drop, and he gets a strike. So nice ball there by Josh Friend. 547 to 502. Cougars have Mabor yet to bowl, who's working on a double, so he can add a few to that 502 with a good ball here. Tierney set to start the 6th frame in a fast-moving game. Here's Mabor, and he triples. So that's going to give his team an extra 30 points right there. Here's Tierney, and Tierney strikes. So it's 532 to 547 coming out of the 5th. AuSable leading by 15 pins. Tierney has tripled. And now we have J.J. LaFountain looking to triple because he is working on a double, and Ballard looking to get back in. LaFountain leaves the 10 pin. Here's Ballard looking back to get on back in the strike zone, and he leaves the 6-10. Now LaFountain going for his spare. And he will pick it up with a little hook shot. Here's Ballard going for his spare. And he picks it up easily. So at the moment the scoreboard says 570 to 576. And a strike for Scott Benware. That is 4 in a row for Benware. Here's Borey. Bory coming off a spare following a couple of strikes. He leaves the 10 pin. Howard LeBombard up for the Patriots. He is working on a strike. He gets a double. He gets a double. Here's Bory. He picks up his spare. So of the last 9 bowlers, 8 of them have been strikes for AuSable Valley. Here's Tommy O'Neill. He leaves the 10 pin. Here's Josh Friend. Friend with the strike gives him a double. $6.11 to $6.44. AuSable up by about 30 pins. Here's O'Neill going for the spare. He covers it. Here's Mavor, who's working on at least 3, maybe 4 in a row. And he gets them all. That's a 4-bagger for Alan Mavor. Here is Cole Ronfelt, and his streak comes to an end. He had 5 in a row, just couldn't quite make it 6. I believe that's the 9 pin he left. A nice run for Ronfelt. Here's J.J. LaFountain starting the 7th frame. He strikes. And that gives him, let's see, as Ronfelt spares, that gives LaFountain a strike. He had a spare his previous time, but a couple of strikes at least before that. 695 to 641. AuSable leading, but they've got one. Whoa! Scott Benware going after that in a hurry. The bar had just gone up when he released the ball. Here's Tierney. Oh, Tierney. I think his father calls that a Greek church or something. 3 on the one side and 2 on the other. He's going to come right at it and see how he'll do. He's got a shot at it. Nope, can't get the 4-7.
What was it, 6 grand?
3-6, yeah.
Ballard up now for the Cougars. And Ballard leads the split with 4-7-10. Benware gets his ball as the pins reset. Picks up his spare. Here's Ballard. Goes for the wood, gets the 4-7. Gives him another open. Howard LeBombard up now for AuSable. Jarrett Bory for the Cougars. LeBombard strikes. Gives him a triple. Bory leaves a wiggling 8 pin. Bory had a spare coming in. Here's O'Neill. He's working on a spare. He strikes. Bory going after his spare. He will cover it. I'll bring up Josh Friend for the Cougars and Cole Ronfelt for the Patriots. John Roberts coming back from resetting that pin. Friend with a strike. Here's Ronfelt looking to get back in the strike zone, and he does. 6 strikes in 7 frames for Cole Ronfelt. He's left 1 pin through the first 7 frames, and he picked that up on the spare ball. Mabor gets 6 on his first ball. He had a 4-bagger going for him. Tierney backs back up. Come in again, starting the 8th frame. Tierney starting the 8th. And he starts it with a strike. He had an open after getting that split last frame. So so he had 150 through 7, so he's got to start all over again. Mabor is set to throw his spare ball. And that's not his spare ball, that was his first ball. He got 9 on that first ball, leaves the 7. There's a hole up on lane 12. Mabor going after his spare, he will pick it up. Now here's Ballard bowling in the 8th frame. Ballard strikes. For the most part, they've been able to avoid a split. The spares have been there. J.J. LaFountain with another strike. We had an excellent game going. We got some good totals coming up here. And this one is figured out. Here's Borey. He strikes. Here's Benware. And Benware strikes. Both teams keeping the pressure on the other team. Both teams really pounding the pins on this Groundhog Day at the Bull Mart. Josh Friend up, Howard LeBombard up for the Patriots. Cougars have 3 strikes so far in the 8th and now make it 4 as Friend knocks them all down. Patriots had 2 strikes in the 8th. LeBombard leads a 10 pin. He was working on at least a triple. At least a triple. We can only see 3 frames back up there, and he had 3 strikes at least. He picks up the spare. So those of you interested in the team totals at the moment, 826 for the Cougars and 862 for the Patriots. Cougars have had 1 more bowler in the 8th than the Patriots have. Here's O'Neill. O'Neill working on a strike. Gets 9 on his first ball here in the 8th. Mavor working on a spare after getting a bunch of strikes. He strikes in the 8th. So the Cougars, all strikes in the 8th frame. 5 in a row. That's what it looks like right there. And just barely missing the spare was O'Neill. Now Cole Ronfelt will step in. 880 to 846 is what the scoreboard says. Ronfelt will finish up the 8th frame. LaFountain will start the 9th. Here's Ronfelt. Can he get a strike? No. Gets 6 for the frame. LaFountain strikes. So that's a triple for J.J. LaFountain. Ronfelt going for a spare. He's got 4 pins on the right side to get, and he will get 2 of them. Here's Scott Benware. Benware leaves the 10 pin. He had a strike on his prior frame. Here's Tierney looking to see if he can keep the Cougar strike streak going. AuSable has opened up a big lead here on the Cougars. Tierney doubles. Just picking up his spare is Benware. 944 to 866. Patriots have 1 more bowler who was bowled, but they have an 80 pin advantage. Here's Ballard, who struck. In his previous frame, he leaves a split. And Howard LeBombard strikes. Justin Ballard will get 9 for the frame. Here's O'Neill. Those splits hurt, especially when you're working on a strike. O'Neill gets 8 pins, leaves the 6-10. Now Borey working on a strike, doubles. Borey doubles for the Cougars here in the 9th. O'Neill will pick up his spare. 974 to 904. Patriots leading. Here's Friend. Friend doubles. Actually, he's done more than that. He's got, what is that, 5 in a row? 5 in a row for Josh Friend. Here's Cole Ronfelt. Leaves the 10 pin. Leaves the 10 pin. Working off an open. He has his first open in the 8th. Here's Mabor looking to wrap up the 9th for the Cougars. And he'll do it with a strike. So Mabor doubles. Ronfelt will pick up his spare. 985 to 954. 31 pins separate these two teams. As we go to the 10th, the Cougars have 4 strikes that they're working on. All 4 of those are doubles. Patriots have 2 strikes and 3 spares as their foundation. Here's LaFountain. He gets, I believe, 7 or 8 pins. Here's Tierney. Tierney strikes. Tierney has tripled. LaFountain missed his spare. So he finishes with a nice game, but he's going to wonder how good it could have been if he picked up that spare. Tierney gets a 4-bagger. 222 for J.J. LaFountain. Here's Scott Benware, gets 8 pins in his first ball. 10:04 to 10:26 is how it stands right now. .10:04 to 10:26. These are good totals. Tierney strikes out. So LaFountain with a 222. Benware misses his spare. Tierney gets a 240. Benware gets a 199. Now we've got Ballard. He's got an open. He's got a 166. So whatever he gets here in the 10th frame is going to add to that 166. Ballard gets another split. And now we have Howard LaBombard. He gets a strike. Gives him a double. 10:21 to 10:47. AuSable up by 26 pins. Ballard gets the wood. They'll give him a 175, which isn't a bad game. Ballard carries a 155 average. Now Borey. Borey strikes. That gives him a triple. And just picking up that spare is LaBombard. So that'll give him a 204. Very nice game for LaBombard. Here's Borey looking to finish strong for the Cougars. And he gets 9 pins. And now Tommy O'Neill. 1071, 1076. The Cougars are actually up by 5 pins at this juncture. O'Neill gets a tough spare to pick up. Here's Borey. He gets the spare. So Borey will finish with a nice game. O'Neill needs this spare. He will miss it. yanks it to the left. Here's Josh Friend. A 202 for Jarrett Borey. Friend, who was working on a bunch of strikes. I think he had 5. Cougars now only lead 10-97 to 10-78. Ronfelt up. Strikes. Here's Friend. He spares. Looks like the Cougars are going to take this one, barring a total collapse. It's 10-99 for the Northeastern, 10-98 for AuSable Valley, but Mabor is yet to bowl. Friend is looking to wrap up here, and he gets a strike to end it. Gives Friend a nice 2 Ronfelt strikes. 229 for Friend. Look at the 240, 175, 202, 229. Over here, O'Neill finished with a 147. Here's Mavor. He strikes. That'll win it. That'll clinch this first game for Northeastern. Here's Ronfelt. Here's the final ball. He gets 9. So he's got himself a very nice game also. 234 for Ronfelt. Now here's Mavor. Leaves the 10 pin, so he will not strike out. So he's got a 236 right now, or 246. 246, and he'll have a 247 if my math is correct. And let's see, 247, 1158 to 1117. Excellent totals here for both teams. And we're going to continue with the B match, game 2. We have moved to the girls' game because the girls are going faster than the boys' B. And we'll be going to game 2 in a moment. I'll show you the totals for the players. 9-0-something for the Cougars, 832 for AuSable. We see the individual scores up there as we get set to start game 2 of the girls' match.
Press pin down on lane 10.
All right, Katrina is up first. That'll be Katrina Kornecki. She carries a 102 average. Cassie Roberts up for the Cougars. Roberts strikes. Roberts is the Cougars' top bowler. Kornecki will get 7 for the frame. Now Erin Sorrell for Northeastern. And she strikes. So Cougars start off with a couple of strikes. And we have Kayla Spooner, 113 average. Kornecki a 102. Spooner puts it in the gutter. And bring up Danielle Parker for Northeastern. Parker gets about 6 pins. Left that front row, their little picket fence. Nothing behind them, just that front row. So she got 6 pins in her first ball. Here's the spare ball for Spooner. She'll get 3, I think, or 3 for the frame. Here's Parker going for her spare, and she will get 3 out of the 4. Let's see. Now we've got Molly. That'll be Molly LaFountain for AuSable. She strikes. Danielle Tierney gets a split, gets 6 pins. So we want to thank Katie Lynn Tierney for donating her seat here. Gave up her chair so I could sit down. Of course, cost her father $1. buy her a soda or something, but she was willingly got up. Here's Heather for AuSable. She gets 9 pins. Heather is Heather McCullough, or McCulloch. McCulloch carries a 122. As Tierney Tierney missed her spare. We have 2 opens in a row for the Cougars. Here's Sorrell. This is Megan Sorrell, and she will get 7 pins. McCulloch will spare. And let's see what we got here. Sorrell going for her spare. She got 8 pins in her first ball. And Savannah Ronfelt coming up for the Patriots as Sorrell spared. All right, the averages. Sarah Ronfelt, 190 average, pretty darn good bowling. Molly LaFountain, 155. Heather McCullough is 122. As Katrina Kornecki gets 7 pins on her first ball. Ronfelt misses her spare. Kayla Spooner, 113. Katrina Kornecki, a 102. On the Cougars side, Cassie Roberts carries a 187 average. Danielle Tierney, a 173. Megan Sorrell, a 155. Erin Sorrell, a 134. And Danielle Parker, a 130 as Roberts doubles. And Kelsey Deso, who is the only extra bowler for the Cougar team. She's over that away somewhere. She carries a 129, 1 pin average lower than Parker's. A split for Erin Sorrell. Here's a gutter ball for Kayla Spooner. She started the game with a gutter ball. There's Sorrell going for her spare. She will put it in the gutter. Those 2 pins will not count. We'll have to adjust that score.
Where is Mom?
3 pins for Spooner for the frames. She's got 6 through 2 frames. Parker strikes. Now it's Molly LaFountain gets 9 pins. Danielle Tierney. She strikes. We came here because the A girls were ahead of the B boys. And the B boys are just now going to start their game. So this is how much ahead of the B boys that the A girls are. Here's Sorrell, Megan Sorrell gets 9 pins in her first ball. And Heather McCullough gets 9 pins in her first ball. 281 to 278. Team totals at the moment. Here's Sorrell. She will make her spare, just barely picking it up. Now McCullough will cover hers easily. Now starting the 3rd frame for AuSable is Savannah Ronfelt as Katrina Kornecki. No, Kornecki is starting the 3rd frame. Ronfelt finished up the 2nd. Kornecki gets a gutter ball. That's 2 in a row for her, because, well, not a gutter ball, but she had 2 zeros in a row. She missed her spare. Roberts with a triple to start game 2. She carries a 187 average, but with the hometown cable cameras on her, her average is probably about 215. Here's Sorrell. She gets 7 pins, leaves a little bit of a picket fence. Kayla Spooner says, I'm going to get more than 3 this frame no matter what. Here's Sorrell looking to pick up her spare, and she misses. Oh, she gets the 10 pin. And 3 frames in a row. Spooner has put it in the gutter. This is a game she'll want to forget. So if you're in that AuSable Valley School District watching this game on Channel 15, don't mention this game to Kayla Spooner, because she would probably have forgotten about it by now, and you'll only bring up bad memories. Here's Parker with 6. This time Spooner will get more than 3 for the frame. She will get 10 for the frame, a spare. How about that? How about that? Well, now Molly LaFountain up for AuSable as Parker goes for her spare. And Parker will miss her spare. Strike. Strike. Here's Tierney. Molly LaFountain with a strike. Here's Heather McCullough. Last name is like the chainsaws. McCullough Chainsaws. That's the way her name is spelled. Here's Tierney going for her spare. And she's got it. Spare for McCullough. Now Megan Sorrell. 329 to 356. Northeastern leading at the moment. Sorrell, 8 pins. Savannah Ronfeld leads the 10. Again, the standings. Cougars second place with 1 match. Nice pickup there by Sorrell with 1 match less than the rest of the league, except for Mariah. That's the team they got to make up as Ronfeld misses the spare. The Cougars have are trailing by 2 games, but they are 1 match behind, so that's possible they could win all 4. Although the makeup is going to be at Mariah, and they don't always do well at Mariah. Robert starts this game off with a 4-bagger. And this is Katrina Kornecki. Gets the spare for AuSable. Did you see that? Everybody see that? Erin Sorrell gets a baby split. Now Kayla Spooner. Will she get... she gets her first ball on the alley, and she gets 8. First time she's managed to get her first ball down the alley. She's coming off a spare as Sorrell gets 9 for the frame. AuSable is 4 wins behind the Cougars and 8.5 losses behind the Cougars. So they're in 5th place. Here's Parker, she strikes. Here's Spooner going for her spare. She will almost get it. Nice try. Double checks to see if that 7 fell, but it was still there. A good try. Now Now Danielle Tierney. Tierney had a spare last time. She strikes. Molly LaFountain up for the Patriots. LaFountain gets 9 pins. Megan Sorrell leaves the 6-10. Sorrell will pick up her spare. There's LaFountain. She will miss her spare. Missed it. Now Heather McCullough for AuSable. Gets a lot of back action, gets 5. Katrina Kornecki starting the 5th frame for the Patriots. Leads the 1, 3, 6. Seven for the frame for McCullough. In the gutter. In the gutter for Kornecki. A strike for Savannah Ronfelt. Nine pins on her first ball for Kayla Spooner. Here's Roberts starting the 5th frame for the Cougars. She's got 4 in a row. She's got 4 in a row. Looks like the 4-pin from here. And Spooner will miss the spare. Roberts picks up her spare. We're in the 5th frame. Northeastern up by about 70 pins. 432 to 498, about 66 pins. Patriots have 1 extra bowler so far in the 5th.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
A strike for Molly LaFountain. Double wood left for Erin Sorrell. Now Heather McCullough up for the Patriots. And McCullough gets 9 pins. I think she left a head pin. Sorrell can't get the double wood. McCullough misses her spare. There's Danielle Parker for the Cougars. Gets the 7 pin. Savannah LaFountain gets 6 in her first. Savannah Ronfelt, excuse me, gets 6 in her first ball. Here's Parker. She spares, gets the other 9. And, oh. Ronfelt gets 9 for the frame. Here's Tierney for the Cougars. She strikes. Megan Sorrell for Northeastern. Gets a strike. Cassie Roberts up for the Cougars.
Shorten the span.
And Roberts will leave the 10 pin. Trina Kornecki. Okay, Kornecki misses her spare. Roberts picked up hers. We have to switch batteries. Aaron Sorrell strikes. Kayla Spooner, we're in the 6th frame. Gets 6 pins on her first ball. Here's Parker. Parker will get about 3 or 4. We got 3. Spooner picks up her spare. Parker will miss her spare. She'll get about 8 for the frame. Left a 1-3. Seven pins for Molly LaFountain. Here's Danielle Tierney. She strikes. Gives her a triple. Triple for Tierney. LaFountain gets the front of the double wood. That's all she's able to get. Here's Megan Sorrell. It's 7 pins in her first ball.
Well, James.
Sorrell misses her spare. Diesel, the only extra bowler for the Cougars. Patriots have, I'd say 5 or so over there bowling. Heather McCullough gets a spare. Now Savannah Ronfelt wrapping up the 6th, gets 9 pins. Starting the 7th is Katrina Kornecki. She gets 3 on her first ball. Ronfelt picks up her spare. Here's Kornecki. Gets 7 for the frame. Well, about 6:55 to 5:26, 5:30. Here's Roberts for the Cougars. Leaves the 10 pin. Now Spooner for the Patriots. Gets 6 on her first ball. No, she got 7 on her first ball. Roberts going after that nasty 10 pin. She gets it. Spooner will miss her spare. It's 8 for the frame. Now Aaron Sorrell for the Cougars. We got 3 or 4. 5. She got 5 in that first ball. Nine pins for Molly LaFountain. Sorrell picks up the spare. Fountain will cover her spare. Now Danielle Parker up for Northeastern. We're in the 7th frame. A boys are in the 9th. They're just finishing the 9th. They'll be starting the 10th in a moment. Parker leaves the 10 pin. Heather McCullough gets the 7 pin in her first ball in the 7th frame. Parker spares. McCullough forgot she already had that one. One after the 7 again, gets 1 for the frame. Tierney gets 8 on her first ball. Ronfelt strikes. Savannah Ronfelt with the strike. Tierney over Northeastern will spare. I'll bring up Roberts, who has got 3 spares in a row. 3 9-pin spares. So you got the first 4 were strikes, then she got 999.
Nice game, baby.
Now here's Megan Sorrell. Sorrell leaves the 10 pin. See if Roberts can stop knocking 9 down and start knocking 10 down again.
Not great.
Leaves the 10 pin.
Yes, I know. Last time, not breaking that either.
Sorrell puts it in the gutter. Totals are starting to come up over on the boys' side. As Roberts covers her spare. Remember that 240 that Tierney had, he got a 225 this second game. Gutter ball for Katrina Kornecki. Sorrell. Aaron Sorrell with a strike. Scott Benware got a 234 up there for the Patriots. As Katrina Kornecki gets she get 5 for the frame. Parker gets 2 pins on her first ball. Here's Kayla Spooner. Spooner gets 9 pins. And Parker gets 7 for the frame. Spooner will spare. Danielle Tierney. 7 in her first ball here in the 8th frame. Molly LaFountain. Oh, he's a 7-10. Tierney gets 8 for the frame. We love 7-10s, because sooner or later somebody's going to make one here on Hometown Cable. Sooner or later. Hasn't happened in the nearly 20 years that we've been taping high school bowling, but it'll happen one of these days. Here's Sorrell going for her spare. Her strike, I mean. She leaves the 10 pin. And here comes the 7-10 split. No. Got the 7. Not this time. Molly LaFountain will not become a legend. 225 over there for Josh Friend for Northeastern. That's a couple of good games for him. Sorrell puts it in the gutter. And Heather McCullough steps up and gets 7 pins in the 8th for the Patriots. McCullough will go after her spare. Kornecki waiting till she bowls. And McCullough whoa, nice spare, nice spare. It's not a 7-10, but that's pretty darn good spare. Kornecki gets 7 pins. Here's Ronfeld, and she strikes. Mavor at that 247. He's got a 202 to go with it. No spare for Kornecki. Roberts, he's got 4 9s in a row up there. And she's got another 9. 5 9s in a row. Keeps leaving that 10 pin. There's Spooner. Robert says I might as well smile. A 236 over there for Cole Ronfeld. So a couple of more nice games as Robert spares. Not as many nice games. It was 10-28 to 10-68. AuSable Valley takes the second game from the Cougars and the boys A. And the Cougars had 3 guys with over 200, so you know you got some bowling going on when that happens. Aaron Sorrell gets 6 pins. 7-10 coming up here again for Molly LaFountain. Sorrell gets 8 for the frame. Molly LaFountain looking for a 7-10 here. Drum roll, please. Here it comes. Here it comes. Not this time. It's the 7. Here's Parker. Oh, a little double peanut bowl. 4-6, 7-10. We'll see if Parker can pick this one up. And she will get 6-10. Heather McCullough will get 5 pins on her first ball in the 9th frame. We were in the 9th. Tierney strikes for the Cougars. Gets her back on track. Here's McCullough. McCullough picks up her spare, and she's quite pleased with it. Megan Sorrell. Sorrell strikes. Ten pin left for Ronfeld. Kornecki will start the 10th for the Patriots. Kornecki with a 102 average. She'll probably be under that unless she strikes out. Ronfeld spares. Kornecki, did she foul? She went down, but I don't know if she crossed the line or not. She's quite pleased that she caught herself there. Looks like a surfer on that one. There's 7 pins, so I guess she didn't foul. Now we have Roberts for the Cougars. But all those 9s here, she'd like to start getting some 10s. 2 X's. There she goes. Yep. That's what I wanted to do. Yep. And Kornecki will spare, yes. So that was easy. Roberts has a 205 and a strike, so she's got a 215, 225, and 2 would give her 227. No, 223 and 2 will give her 225. She's got a possible 225 if she picks up the spare. And she does. 225 for Cassie Roberts. Continues to bowl extremely well with the hometown cable cameras. For the right price, they could follow her around and make her a legend. 90 for a total for Kornecki. There's Erin Sorrell. Cougars will win this when they're through the ninth, 886 to 707. They're in the 900s now. So they're going to win this girls match. Sorrell misses. And Kayla Spooner got 9.
Because that's the only way it works.
I'm not sure what the... Here's Parker. Gets a strike. Not sure what that... There we go. 9. Scoreboard had an error, so they corrected it. Spooner will miss her spare. So Kornecki had a 90. Spooner will get a 84. Sorrell got a 133. Now here's Parker working on a strike. She will not strike this time, but she gets a lot of action in the back. Molly LaFountain strikes. No 7-10 that time.
Same thing as playing that. I mean, she does very well.
Parker will spare, yes. LaFountain gets 8 on her first fill ball. Parker finishes with a 121. Bring up Danielle Tierney. The averages again for AuSable. Ronfelt 190, LaFountain 155, McCullough 122, Spooner 113, Kornecki 102. Tierney strikes. And LaFountain misses her spare. But she finishes with a 137, which is 18 under her average. Tierney finishes with a 121. Parker finishes with a 121. Here's McCullough getting 6 on her first ball in the 10th. Tierney gets 9 on her first fill ball. She has a best she can do now is a 199. She has a 198. Tierney's got to have a nice game. Here's McCullough getting 8 for the frame. Tierney spares. Tierney gets a nice 199. Cougar averages, Roberts 187, Tierney 173, Megan Sorrell 155, Erin Sorrell 134, Danielle Parker 130. Megan Sorrell gets 8 on her first ball. McCullough finished with a 118. Savannah Ronfelt gets 7 on her first ball. She's working on a spare. So she has a possible 169 is the best she can do. Sorrell puts it in the gutter. That'll end her game. And Megan Sorrell will finish with a 147, which is 8 pins under her average. 960s or 80s, it looks like, for the Cougars. Split for Ronfeld. 987 probably. And a 167 for Ronfeld gives the team a 791. We're going to go now to the boys B. As you can see, they are far behind the rest. Here's the boys A. They are in the third. And the boys B are, at this point in time, only in the 9th frame in their second game. The boys A are well into the third game. Just for a little perspective, the boys A are in the 5th, and there's the first ball of the third game for the boys B. So the boys A team are in the 5th frame of their third game, and the boys B just starting here. So part of it has to do with the fact that this A team has been getting a lot of strikes, so that's just one ball they have to throw. But the other thing is, some of these guys just don't get off their hind ends and get up there and bowl. They just take their time. And I think it makes a difference as far as kind of bowler you are when you get up there lackadaisically. I think it makes a difference. I don't think it's the averages that make you lackadaisical. I think it's the lackadaisical that affects your average. Noggle gets 8 for the frame. Burley got a strike for the Cougars. This is Henry up. Let's see, Henry Nelson. Not sure who the first bowler was. It might have been Kevin Santo. There's Ryan McDonald from Northeastern. McDonald gets 6. Henry Nelson carries a 145 average. Kevin Santo a 150. Mike Borden 153. Bill Joyle 141. Steve Blaze a 142 was McDonald spares. This is Bill for AuSable Valley. He strikes. That would be Bill Joyle. So AuSable Valley, they're all within 12 pins of each other on this B team. Charlie Martin gets 6 pins on his first ball. Strike here for Steve Blaze for AuSable. The Cougar averages. Martin gets 8 for the frame. Charles Martin gets as a 146. Ryan McDonald a 134. Chris Burley a 124. Mike Noggle a 118. Anthony Paquette a 117. Nick Paquette carries a 116, and Dylan Roberts a 112. They don't make the cut though for the B team. There's the Anthony Paquette and Kevin Santo. Okay, this is Santo here. Burley is up for the Cougars. And Burley strikes. 9 pins. M doesn't have the, usually it has the name up at the top here, but it doesn't have it here. It's off the chart. There's Noggle. M would be Mike Borden for AuSable. So Borden is their lead bowler on the B team.
All right, Mike. What you need to do is just get the spare. All Allie, get the spare now.
Okay, there's Noggle. Let's see, Borden is their first bowler. We're going to have to keep track of who's up there for AuSable, because when they're on this lane here, we won't know. That was Henry Nelson. Ryan McDonald gets 7 pins on his first ball. Let's see here.
Right over.
B will be Bill Joyle, I guess. Santo's the 4th one and Blaze is the 5th one. McDonald gets 9 pins for the frame. And Joyle gets 7 for the frame. Martin gets 8 on his first ball. We're in the 2nd frame. 318 to 282. Northeastern leads. This is Kevin. No, this is not Kevin Santo. This is Bill Joyle. And here's Martin, picks up his spare. Viewer-supported local television. It keeps us going. The fact that a small number of viewers
Right after those games. Go right to the corner.
contribute. We could be much better off if everybody caught on and helped their part on a regular basis. Paquette gets 9 on his first ball. So here's Santo. He gets 8 pins. Paquette going after his spare. Misses his spare. We had games at Northeastern tonight. Saranac Lake is there for girls basketball. And they started at 4:30, so we're hoping to get this one over so we can get there for the start of the JV game. They play 3 games at the same site now instead of 2 sites. Burley gets 7 pins. And a strike for Mike Borden to start the 3rd. As we're taping this, the junior high floor has been severely damaged, and they no longer have use of it. Hopefully that'll be temporary. Noggle up for the Cougars. Nelson up for the Patriots. Noggle will spare, Nelson will spare. Noggle gets the spare. We have Joyle getting 9 pins in his first ball. Bring up McDonald. Joyle spares. Donald gets 7 pins. 7-10.
Easy spare, Steve. Pick it up.
7-10 coming up for Steve Blaze. McDonald spares. Steve Blaze going for the 7-10. Nope, in the gutter. Give it a try. There's Charles Martin. Chuck Martin, if you prefer. It's 8 pins. This is Santo. Wait a minute here. Martin.
Bring it back, Howard.
Get them easy ones, Allie. Come on.
Oh, Howie. Oh, okay, let's see. That was Steve Blaze, I guess. There's Burley. Let's see. No, there's Steve Blaze and Kay was the last one. So let's see. Kevin Santo was the 5th bowler, and Steve Blaze is the 4th bowler.
Put another one there.
I marked it wrong on my sheet here. Burley spares. We're in the 4th frame. This is Mike Borden up for the Patriots. He's got 7 on his first ball. Misses the double wood. Now Mike Noggle for Northeastern. A late drop and Noggle gets the strike. Henry Nelson gets 9 pins in his first ball. Ryan McDonald gets 7 pins in his first ball here in the 4th frame. Nelson will miss the spare. McDonald with the spare. And this is Joyle, strikes. Martin for the Cougars. 8 pins in his first ball in the 4th.
Steve, one big one.
Right there. Yeah.
There's Martin. Martin spares. Eight pins on his first ball for Steve Blaze. Here's Paquette. He gets 7 pins in his first ball here in the 4th. Blaze going for a spare. 4-7. He's got it.
Over a year.
Here's Paquette going for his spare. He's got a double wood up there. He's got it. He's got the double wood. Here is Kevin Santo. Strikes.
My dad won't be there and I'm filling it.
Borden leading off the 5th frame. Gets 9 pins, leaves a 10. Now Burley for the Cougars. Strikes for Northeastern. Gordon misses. There's Noggle. He gets 7. We're in the 5th frame. The A team is in the 9th frame. The girls are in the 6th frame. 9 pins for Nelson. Noggle going for his spare. He will pick it up. No, missed the head pin. Just picking up the spare. There's McDonald for the Cougars. He strikes right down the middle. Straight ball. And Nelson picks up his spare, bring up Bill Joyle and Charles Martin. Here's Joyle for AuSable. Leaves the 6, 7, 10. Here's Martin. Leaves the 7. Well, Joel didn't seem too upset with that. Martin picks up his spare. Tierney gets another 200 game, 3 tonight, 218 in that one. There's a strike for Steve Blaze. Here's Paquette for the Cougars. He gets 7 pins.
Scotty, come on. You got it.
Paquette gets, Burley gets the, no, it's Paquette. Paquette gets the spare.
Come on, Howie.
There's Santo. He gets 6 in his first ball. I'll bring up Borden for AuSable. Starting the 6th frame.
Hey, Howie, pick it up. Come on, Mike, have the spare.
Santo gets the spare.
Got it. Down 50.
Borden going for his spare. He does not get it. Burley puts his first ball in the 6th in the gutter. Burley was working on a strike, so hasn't cost him yet. The scoreboard took off a pin. He gave him a pin, but I don't know where that pin came from. He gets 9 for the frame. Gutter ball for Nelson. Now Noggle up for the Cougars. Noggle goes to the left, picks off the 7 pin. 5 pins for the frame for Nelson.
I know they were 5 guys goals. Taking game.
There's Noggle. It's 9 for the frame. And bring up Joyle for the Patriots. Puts it in the gutter. Here's McDonald for the Cougars. Leaves the 7-9. Doyle going for his spare. Picks up his spare with a strike, but it's a spare. When it's a strike, a spare. Field goal for McDonald. 3-pointer. Could have used him in the Super Bowl yesterday. Here's Mabor from the A team. Left double wood here in the 10th frame. He's looking to get a 200 game, but he's got double wood that's going to be between him and that 200 game. A strike. And 9 pins for Martin. That strike was by Steve Blaze. Mabor has a 193 in his fill ball. So he's looking to get another 200 game. Martin spares. Here's Santo. He strikes. Mabor gets his 200 game, gets a 203. Ronfelt has a nice game going for AuSable. Paquette strikes for the Cougars. Here's Burley. Ronfelt, look at the strikes he's got in a row. Here's Burley getting 7 pins. AuSable's going to take this third game. They've got 10:36 to 9:98 for the Cougars. There went Ronfelt's streak. Nelson gets 9 pins. Burley picks up the spare. Oh, excuse me, this is Borden up, Henry Borden, or Mike Borden. Mike Borden. Noggle. 257's what Ronfelt ended up with. Not too shabby. So we got some very nice totals in that A division tonight. In the gutter by Hank Nelson. There's McDonald. We're in the 7th frame in the B match. The girls are in the 9th frame.
Got it.
There's Nelson. It's 7 pins for the frame. Here's McDonald. Misses his spare.
Old BB by 106 pins.
That's all?
There's Martin. Leaves double wood. Nine pins. For Joyle. Martin misses the double wood. Okay, here's some totals from the boys A. Tierney ends up with a 683 triple. Paquette gets 8. There's Blaze for AuSable. He gets 8 pins. Ballard had a 503, Boria 504. Josh Friend had a... Well, let's give you those 3 game totals, 3 games in the totals here. For Tierney, it was 240, 225, and 218 for 683. There's Blaze picking up his spare. Ballard had a 503, Boria 504. Josh Friend had a 229, 225, and a 193 for a 647 triple. Mabor had a 247, 202, and 203 for a 652 triple. for AuSable here in the 8th frame. For the Patriots, LaFountain at a 548. Scott Benware at a 199, 234, 188 for a 621.
Hey, Jeff, let's go. We got one.
Howard LeBombard had a 516, Tommy O'Neill a 485, and Cole Ronfelt Santel strikes and Nelson strikes. Cole Ronfelt, well, what did he do? He had 234, followed that with a 236. That gave him a 470 going into the third game. And he hit that 257. Burley, nope, left the 7 pin. So a 727 for Cole Ronfelt. He may want to move up here and bowl the Mart all the time. 234, 236, and 257. So 44 pins better than Tierney's 683.
All right, Bill.
Burley missed his spare. And
Everybody marks. Let's go.
we have Noggle for the Cougars. He strikes. Doyle picked up his spare. Plays. He gets 8 pins in his first ball. So the Patriots took 3 out of 4. The Cougars took the first game. Nope. Cougars took the second game. No, excuse me. They took the scratch, but not with a handicap. And the scratch is McDonald gets 8. Double pinnacle for McDonald here. He's got a tough spare to pick up. Blaze spares. Here's McDonald looking for the double pinnacle. Picks off the 6 pin. Here's Santo. Scratch. Northeastern won the first 2 games and lost the third game by 1 pin. However, with handicap, and that's how they're scored here. Cougars won the first game as Martin strikes. Patriots won the second game and won the third game. So the Patriots ended up with total pins. So in the A division, the Patriots take 3 out of 4 as Santo misses his spare. And of course, you take the A's and the B's, and it's 8 games for the night up for grabs. So A wins and B wins count just as much. There's Burley for the Cougars. He strikes. And Paquette way off on his spare attempt. Noggle up for Northeastern. Gets 9 pins.
At 299, I'm going to be 1 pin short of 300.
All right.
And a strike
Okay, Mike, we need that.
for Mike Borden.
Double up.
They're in the 9th frame. Girls are just wrapping up the 10th. Noggle misses his spare. And 10 pins for Nelson. Excuse me, Nelson left the 10 pin. McDonald strikes. Nelson with a spare. Here's Martin strikes. Here's Blaze. Gets 9 in his first ball. That's not Blaze, that's Joyle. Joyle for the Patriots. Paquette for Northeastern. He'll wait, defer to Joyle. Joyle will cover his spare. Here's Paquette. And wrapping up the ninth for the Cougars. He yanks it to the right, gets the 10 pin. Eight pins for Joyle. No, for Blaze. Here's Paquette. It's 9 for the frame. So we'll be starting the 10th frame. Spare for Blaze. Borden starting the 10th frame for the Patriots. Strikes. And we got Santo getting 9 pins in his first ball in the ninth. Not sure how closely we'll be able to tell you what the score is here. Let's see, 882 to 880 something here, so it's nip and tuck in this game. Santo spares. That's a 10 pin. Borden. Now here's Burley starting the 10th for the Cougars. Burley working on a strike. Gets 7 pins. And Borden will spare. There's Burley. Burley gets 9 for the frame to end his game a little prematurely. 166 for Burley. Henry Nelson gets 7 pins. Noggle for the Cougars gets 9 pins. A 161 for Borden. And missing his spare is Nelson. Noggle will miss his spare. So Noggle gets a 139. A strike for Bill Joyle. 124 looks like. Here's McDonald starting his 7th. Throws it to the left. Yeah, so 124 for Nelson. Here's Joyle, leads a 7 pin. Here's McDonald for the Cougars. Leaves the 6 pin. Gives him 9 for the frame and a 133. Missing the spare is Joyle. And Joyle finishes with a 154. Here's Martin for the Cougars. It's 9 pins in his first ball. Steve Blaze for AuSable gets 8 pins, has double wood to pick up. Martin going for his spare. Cougars have not marked in the 10th frame. Cougars have not marked in the 10th frame. Look at that. Everybody missing their marks. And Blaze will not mark. So let's see. Martin finishes with a 165. Blaze with a 176. Here's Paquette in the gutter. And Santo gets a strike. So I would say that AuSable has pulled it out here in the 10th frame. There's Paquette looking to pick up his spare. He needs to get 10 to do it. He gets 7 for the frame. So the Cougars do not mark at all in the 10th. So they finish with a 950 something, it looks like. Pocket gets a 136. There's Santo finishing up his game. Gets 8 for that frame. And there we go. We're trying to get the focus here. 183 gives him a nice 183. The Patriots are in the thousands. The Cougars are about 30 to 50 pins behind. So Patriots will take this game. We're going to head for Northeastern Clinton for some basketball. Thanks for watching. And for those of you supporting viewer-supported local television, that's how we're able to be here, because of people that support our efforts. Thanks for watching. Hometown Cable.